Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Steve. So Stephen Curry is defending Colin Kaepernick, and if you don't know the story, pretty much Colin Kaepernick is sitting down through the national anthem, and Stephen Curry, and a lot of people are upset about him for that, and I'll get to that in a second, but I'm going to try and keep out my opinion as much as possible. But pretty much Stephen Curry defended him on Twitter. But the thing is, it's like, okay, it's good that you're standing up for something, but do it in the right way. You know, you can't, like, you can do whatever you want, but show some respect for the country that allows you to be able to make millions of dollars just for throwing a football. You know what I mean? I understand, like, you had to work hard to get there. I understand that. You know, I'm a sports channel. I understand all of that stuff, you know? But, you know, the fact that, you know, he just doesn't appreciate that this country even gives him the opportunity to be able to work hard to get to that level where he can make millions of dollars for playing football. You know, so like that, it's like, okay, you can't, like, it's not right to sit down through the national anthem. You know, yeah, this country has its faults. Yes, you know, there are times where the cops are extremely bad and they kill innocent people, whether they're white, black, Spanish, Chinese, I don't care the race, but there are times where cops kill innocent people. But then there are also times where cops have a good reason to kill, and then people still protest. You know what I'm saying? There was this time, and I'm trying to keep out my personal opinion as much as possible because I think all lives matter. I think the Black Lives Matter movement is good. I just don't like the violence that goes along with it. Like, for example, I think it was in Milwaukee. There was a black cop that killed a black kid, not like a young man, a black young man, and they started rioting, saying, "Oh, a white man killed him," and police brutality. And then I'm pretty sure it was justified for the reason for killing him. You know what I mean? Yeah, the one case where I think it was not justified is when the guy was running away. Like the video where he was running away, he was like next to a tree or something like that, and he was running away and the cop shot him in his back. That cop deserves to be in jail for life. I understand that. There are times where cops are just absolute assholes, you know? But you cannot sit down through the national anthem. This country, yes, there are problems with it, but it's still the best, if not the best, one of the best countries in the world. And it still gives you the opportunity to play football for a living and make more than every other working person. You know? So you have to show appreciation as well, and you can't just sit there and say, well, oh, well, this country, you know, it sucks, I'm not going to sit down through that. And to me, it's like, okay, if you want to protest, at least do it the right way. You know? And set an example. Don't set kids to be like, oh, I'm a part of this country, but I'm not gonna, you know, respect it. You know, like that doesn't make sense. You're not showing young children who look up to you the right way. You're supposed to. And it's the same thing for Stephen Curry. It's good that he's standing up for something. It's good that LeBron, Wade, Chris Paul, and Melo were standing up for something. It's good. But you have to do it the right way. Carmelo Anthony does it the right way. He actually goes to Baltimore. He actually helps out. He actually donates money. He actually has these programs for kids, and they are not expensive. For example, how the hell do you say that you care about the youth, but yet you're charging $3,000 for a basketball camp? I understand the thing about supply and demand, but are you kidding me? You're charging young children $3,000 for a basketball camp. I mean, come on, man. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you want to show, you know, the best way to lead is by example. So if you want to set if you want to help move these young children to go in the right direction, what you need to do is start up some basketball programs around the country. Free basketball programs, you know, where there are basketball tournaments. Get the police and the community back together by doing cops versus kids. Cops versus kids, the YMCA does that all the time. If they did that more often, and we had these huge NBA players, whether it's Carmelo, whether it's LeBron, whether it's Kevin Durant, whether it's Stephen Curry, those are the biggest players in the NBA right now in terms of brand. Those are the highest making players in terms of brand. So if you have all of these players, and every last one of them are, you know, showing like, okay, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do cops for kids in New York this week. Next week, we're going to do it in Florida. Next week, we're going to do it in California. Next week, we're going to do it in Baltimore. Next week, we're going to do it in Chicago. Actually go to Chicago. Actually send out help groups, you know, to create more facilities for children to use, to keep children active and give them a way to, you know, give them a way to, like a reward system. If you do good in school, you get this. If you do good in school, you can play here. You can do this. If you do good in school, we'll buy you a toy. Or if you do good in school, we'll get you a free pair of sneakers. Something like that. It doesn't have to be exactly like that. You know, it could be like, okay, in order to be able to get into this rec center, you need to have at least a B average in school, or at least a C plus average in school. That will force children to do better, which means more children will be off of the streets. You see, it's all about example. We need the athletes to do that, instead of doing silly stuff like that teaches young children not to respect, you know, the country. Respect the country, but also understand there are problems. But at the same time, you also have to understand there are ways to deal with the problem. There, you know, you can't just sit there and say, oh, well, you know, I'm not going to sit through the national anthem. Every cop's a racist. That's not the way to do it, because not every cop's a racist, just like not every black person or any minority in general is a criminal. So if you want to live like that, you also have to do it the other way around. You know, it's that simple. You know what I mean? So I just feel like, you know, it's good that they're standing up for something, but they're not doing it in the right way. You know, especially someone to the level of Stephen Curry. Like, Stephen Curry is one of the biggest brands. You know, every 5-10 years, there's a player that comes that has a huge brand. You know, we were lucky in 2003, we got LeBron and Melo to have a huge brand. Then we had Kevin Durant come around. Obviously, Kobe was already a huge brand, but we had Kevin Durant come around. And then now we have Stephen Curry. You know, so if these players all came together and were like, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, you know, and actually help the community, just imagine how much change could actually happen. You know what I'm saying? So I talked about something a little different in this video. I hope you guys don't mind. It's still sports related, but you know, I had to get that off my chest, because it's good that they're standing up for something, but the way that they're doing it is not good at all. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I just feel like, you know, if they were actually giving back to the community more, and you know, having these sports leagues and all this other reward stuff for doing well in school, that would get kids off the street. Not charging $3,000 for a basketball camp. I understand supply and demand, you know, but come on, man. You know, come on, dude. And I'm not knocking Stephen Curry. I'm not knocking Kaepernick. I'm not knocking anyone. I'm just saying, if they're going to do it, they should do it the right way. You know, set a good example, not a bad one. Anyway, it's been Steve. Please let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I did something different for once. Instead of just talking about basketball, I talked about something a little bit bigger. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm out of here. Peace.